Hello, everyone. Hold on one second. I want to start out by expressing my gratitude for being asked to be a part of such an amazing event. It's truly an honor to be here. It's events like this that make me proud to be an American. The fact that we are all gathered here today and can openly express our feelings and opinions, and most importantly, our gratitude to the great men and women of the past and the present who stepped up to serve this amazing country that we live in is possible because of the rights and the freedom that we have as Americans. But these rights and our freedom are not just a gift. Although in today's society, the American way of life is taken for granted by so many, freedom is not free. From the days of the Civil War to today, the American way of life has been protected and kept because of brave men and women who have fought and are still fighting today. So many sacrifices have been made, and so many lives have been taken, so that we, the American people, can have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If we can have a moment of silence for all the women and men who have lost their lives serving this great nation. There is no amount of money or material things or words that can ever repay these great service members for all that they've done and continue to do. But as Americans, there is a very important role that we need to play in return for the defenders of our freedom, being understanding and supportive of their transitions from war to civilian life. Could you imagine what it would be like to take on the enemy fearlessly, willing to sacrifice it all for your country, and witnessing and experiencing all the gruesome terror that goes along with war? Someone very close to me knows all too well what that's like and what sacrifice is all about. I'm honored to say that this man is my boyfriend, Tomy Parker. For those of you who don't know Tomy, he is one of the most amazing people you will ever meet. He is the definition of an American hero. While in the Marine Corps, Tomy was serving in Afghanistan in December of 2010 when he stepped on an improvised explosive device. The blast took both of his legs and nearly all of his left hand, changing his life forever. Tomy came back home not only physically damaged, but mentally and emotionally damaged as well. Aside from battling with new obstacles he would face with living life with injuries, his memory was left scarred from all the evil carnage that he took part in and witnessed while overseas. Things that myself and all his friends and family could never relate to and had no idea about. The best support I could give was by letting him know I wasn't going anywhere. Regardless of his disabilities, he was still Tomy Parker, the strongest man I know. His sweet, witty personality that still gives me butterflies in my stomach, like the first day we met when we were 13. When Tomy realized that his injuries weren't going to scare me away, like he thought they would, it helped me to break down his walls mentally. Slowly, he started telling me about things that happened while he was in Afghanistan, things he had seen, and things he had done. The more I listened, the more we talked, and the more comfortable he started becoming with his own thoughts. I do not know what it feels like to experience war. I don't know what it feels like from being an independent, able-bodied person to being in a wheelchair. But with an open mind and an open heart, I try to understand. Not everyone who goes into war has an experience like Tomy did. But just because someone may not have physical injuries does not mean that they're not suffering. War is traumatizing. The things that our service members go through to protect our freedom is unimaginable. It's our duty as Americans to do our best to support, to do our best to give our part for those who've done their part for us. Our service members need our support. If you have a relative, a loved one, or a close friend who is a veteran of a war, reach out to them. Let them know that you're there for them and always will be willing to listen without passing judgment or criticizing. Everyone has their own way of coping with issues. When Tomy first returned home, his way of dealing with things was pretend that nothing was going on. He joked and laughed about war and made fun of himself and his injuries, not wanting anyone to know what was actually bothering him, not wanting anyone to know that he was uncomfortable in his own skin. But as he hid his pain from the world behind a smile, I could see that the look in his eyes was no longer the same as it was before he deployed. When I looked into his eyes, he looked lost, hurt, and afraid, but he would never admit it. He built a wall up that he hid behind, assuming no one would understand what he was going through. It tore me apart, so I made it my mission to do everything and anything I could to tear down that wall and bring back the light in his eyes. With time and patience, he began to open up, and I have never been so close to anyone in my life. Over the past couple years, our relationship has blossomed into something I never thought it could. Tomy is now completely comfortable and open with his feelings and emotions, and we can talk about anything. Being the amazing person that he is, he uses his experiences to help other people, veterans and non-veterans, to open up and talk about issues in their lives. Tomy has came so far, and I am happy to say that the light in his eyes has never been brighter. I hope that me sharing a bit of Tomy and I's story will give you a different perspective and better understanding on how you can support our veterans. And to all the veterans who are here today, thank you for your service. And I hope that hearing Tomy's story reminds you that you are not alone and you have all kinds of support. Thank you.